Now the time has come for me to transfer the badge of office to my successor, Tonya Manning. Tonya, would you please join me? Please join me in welcoming Tonya Manning, the 64th President of the Society of Actuaries. Tonya?
Good afternoon. I'd like to first begin by thanking Brad Smith. Brad leaves a strong legacy with the SOA. He's taken on some very challenging issues over the past year. I have to say I've been most impressed by his strong passion for the profession and a vision for where the SOA can advance in serving its members. Brad, I want to thank you for the leadership and guidance over the past year. I'd like to also welcome Mark Friedman as President-elect of the SOA. Yes, you can clap for God. Mark is a principal of Ernst & Young, and he served on the SOA board as a vice president. Most recently, he led the update of the SOA's new strategic plan. So Mark brings not only strong experience, but also a solid understanding of our strategic vision, and I might add a pretty good sense of humor. So for all of these reasons, I'm really looking forward to working with Mark over the next few years. Now, I'd like to begin by asking a pretty easy question. Who here has a smartphone in their pocket? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, does anyone have the iPhone 5 yet? I'm a bit envious of you. Okay. Now the phone is something that we take for granted today. We take it for granted. That is until we can't find it or it stops working. But do you remember the days when each home had only one phone? Ours was avocado green and was in the kitchen with a really long cord that I would wrap around the wall into the den so I could talk with privacy. Now, I'm sure some of our younger members don't remember this, but here, if you will, is the progression of the phone. First, there was the truly old-fashioned style where you would just pick up, I don't even know, whatever that is, and you would ask Sarah, the operator, to connect you. Well, then we progressed to direct dialing and rotary and the good old avocado green. Then we had touch tone, and we maybe had 2 or even 3 per house. And at last, you could talk on the phone like Max from Get Smart with a cell phone that was so large you had to carry it around in a bag. Yeah. So thank goodness for the remake of that movie, or I would lose 1/3 of you, by the way. But now we have smartphones, and they're an amazing gadget that pretty much contains my life. And it seems everyone has one, or maybe 2, work and personal, not on their wall, but in their pocket or purse. So think about it. Your little phone can do everything the original phone could do, minus maybe Sarah, the operator, but we do have Siri. And it can do so much more. I mean, this includes the app for this meeting. Yeah, I know, shameless plug, but it does. So these technological advances have taken something that was pretty amazing, the old-fashioned telephone, to a whole new level. So you may be wondering, why am I talking so much about a phone, and what does it have to do with the Society of Actuaries? Well, what I've illustrated is how the phone has evolved over time to a whole new level from simply valuable to absolutely essential. And our profession has evolved too. Our profession is amazing. I mean, it really is. We can take large amounts of data and complex problems add some calculus, probability, finance, produce pricing and multi-year forecasting, and help our companies develop solutions to important business problems. Not bad. In fact, not bad at all. But we need to continuously move forward and keep evolving to bring our profession to the next amazing level. Now, at the board meeting on Sunday, we approved the SOA's updated strategic plan that will be in place for the next 4 years. This plan maps out the SOA's direction and priorities. I want to thank all of you who shared comments and feedback on that plan. Your feedback was quite instrumental in developing the final version that we just approved. And we're very excited to embark on this plan for our next 4 years. And continuing to take our profession to the next level is a key part of that strategic plan. So in the following few minutes, I'm going to talk about 5 areas in which the SOA is working to bring our profession to the next level. They are strengthening relationship with candidates or exam takers, creating new opportunities for actuaries, professional development, research, and becoming a global actuarial organization. So let me start with candidate experience. Now, from my perspective as a wide-eyed 20-something exam taker, I view the SOA as an entity that sold solar-powered calculators and gave exams. And yes, I still have that calculator. I'm not sure what that says about me, but I do. Now, a lot has changed since then and improved since then. For example, in 1990, we established the Fellowship Admission course, also referred to as the FAC. This course became the final step to becoming a fellow. At the FAC, candidates learn about ethics and professionalism, and they enhance their oral communication skills to help them deal with issues they might face as they progress in their careers. Now, I attended a FAC in McLean, Virginia, and I loved it. And I'm excited that I'll be able to attend the FACs this coming year as president. But I know my FAC will always be my favorite. Now, more recently, we added e-learning modules as part of the education process. E-learning provides candidates with a more interactive, engaging learning experience, and it's available 24/7 worldwide. And because that platform is so flexible, we can quickly introduce new material to make sure our curriculum is current. So how do we bring the candidate experience to the next level? We want to strengthen the SOA's relationship with the candidates and exam takers. I know that when I was a candidate, I didn't feel connected to the SOA much at all. Well, other than buying a calculator and taking exams. I mean, I didn't have a great understanding of what the SOA did other than offer exams. But technology has evolved and allows us so much more opportunity to connect with our exam takers. We can use emails, webcasts, websites, blogs, and even social media to reach out and connect. And that's exactly what today's candidates have been telling us they want: connection. So candidate focus groups and online surveys have helped us get a better understanding of what candidates both want and need. One example is understanding the exam process. Now, it can be really tough for candidates to get their arms around our education process, and unless they're already employed in an actual practice, they sometimes don't have a complete idea of what it's really like to be an actuary. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly. So we want to be a better information resource for them. Now, to do this, we're going to need to update the SOA's website so it provides more career-related information. It could include things like targeted marketing to high school and university math teachers so they can become better informed about our profession and better advise potential current candidates. The site could also provide information about internships and entry-level jobs. But we just want to support candidates while they're working their way through the exam process. I mean, we can do this by providing standardized study materials, performance feedback on the preliminary exams, or additional practice exam resources. I mean, we hear quite often that candidates are also interested in opportunities to network, and to meet practicing actuaries and work with them. So we're looking at ways that we can create those types of opportunities. In this increasingly competitive world, enhancing the SOA's relationship with candidates will not only better support those currently taking our exams, but will allow us to continue to attract the best and brightest candidates and ensure a vibrant future for our profession. I recently had the opportunity to talk to a group of candidates at a student summit. Now, whenever you get together a bunch of college students, it's going to be fun. And it was fun, but it was also very informative. We got a lot of good insight and suggestions from the attendees, but overall I was really inspired by their passion and enthusiasm for our profession. We know that people who consider becoming actuaries, they have many options, but we want being an actuary to be their first choice. We want a strong pride in the profession to extend to our members as well. So just like university students, today's actuaries have more opportunities available to them than ever before. Now, for almost 60 years, the SOA had just two designations, ASA and FSA. In 2007, we added the CERA credential, bringing the SOA to a new level by establishing actuaries as risk management experts. Now, the CERA is a globally recognized credential. And over the years, we've added tracks as actuaries branch out into new roles. I know some people here remember the days when there were only 2 tracks. Now, we have 5. And soon, we'll have a 6-track general insurance. The first exams for that will be given in the fall of 2013, and that's not too far away. So, how do we create more opportunities for our members and take them to the next level? We want to help more of our members move into areas that are non-traditional for actuaries, like investment and fund management, environmental finance, and business analytics. The SOA is conducting some market research to determine pathways for these actuaries to move into those new areas. And we want to support entrepreneurial actuaries who find a need in the marketplace and move to fill it. But we know there are barriers to entry. So we want to learn how the SOA can help members overcome them. Ideas we have include offering support through further education, helping actuaries network together, and marketing the profession to employers outside of the traditional insurance and employee benefits industries. And we realize that moving into new areas like these may not be easy, but for the right person, it can be a very rewarding career move. Actuaries, for example, like Mark Hugg, the Chief Marketing Officer at Prudential Financial, Laura Bennett, CEO and co-founder of Embrace Pet Insurance, and Carol McCall, the Chief Strategy Officer at GNS Healthcare, a big data analytics company. They've all taken their training and business acumen to non-traditional areas and roles. Now, while the work is not strictly outside the profession, they've broken barriers. I mean, it's exciting to see our fellow members make moves like these, and I hope many more of us will be able to break ground like this in the years to come. Seeing actuaries in areas like these is very different from the past, where there was often one central actuarial department within a company. In my area, retirement benefits, actuaries originally focused on liability calculations and regulatory compliance. Now, with a focus just on the calculations and compliance, actuaries could get by speaking actuarialese to other actuaries. Now, we know this is no longer the case. So how do we bring our roles as actuaries to the next level? Well, actuaries need to see themselves and be seen as integral business partners. We are, at our core, problem solvers, and that is essential. But communication skills, problem solving, and persuasiveness, they all have to be part of the mix. These are all important tools that every business leader needs. So we need to develop and hone these skills and change the misperception of actuaries. But that takes work. I mean, for example, I began working on my communication skills while in college, where I took a speech communications class my senior year. To say the least, I was a bit nervous in that class. I mean, in fact, I remember wearing long skirts the day I had to make a speech so my classmates couldn't see my knees shaking. It's a true story. Now, later, when I began working at a consulting firm, I volunteered to make internal presentations. This was a low-risk way to get experience in presenting and improve my skills. So being an actuary is more than just doing the calculations or the modeling. Actuaries are called upon to recognize big picture issues, and we must use our business and communication skills to address those issues. Now, two of our sections, Actuary of the Future and Management and Personal Development, they are creating articles and podcasts and sponsoring sessions at meetings like this one that are focused on developing business leaders with a wide range of skills. The SOA also continues to offer professional development options like our Business Savvy Skills Seminar and e-learning courses that emphasize the skills we need to keep our focus on the big picture. So take advantage of these and make an investment in your career. I'm still on a mission to improve my business and communication skills, and I strive daily to be informed about not just my area of expertise, but that big picture. And I do this in my career and as a volunteer for the SOA. So next, let's look at research. Now, research has always been a key part of the SOA's mission, education research. The research we conduct gives us a great opportunity to have our voices heard on important issues facing society today. In the early days, our research was focused on mortality and morbidity studies. In recent years, we've undertaken an effort to improve our experience studies, but in the 1990s, our research activity had expanded to include studies that support our different practice areas. And we've had academic research delivered to us through the NAHA. But recently, we branched out even further in our research efforts. It was first with the Rapid Retirement Research Initiative. This was with our in-house SOA staff actuary, Joe Silvestri. We were able to develop data-driven retirement research in response to real-time questions from policymakers and the industry. Retirement issues are in the news daily, so it's important to be able to develop research on this topic and to respond quickly. We're now exploring ways to expand the rapid research approach to other practice areas. Another topic that's in the news daily, or maybe even hourly, is healthcare. In 2011, we launched an initiative to dedicate significant resources to health research. Now, this research is targeted to wide audiences, not just actuaries, such as the public, policymakers, and the media. So, how do we take our research to the next level? We now select potential research projects based on whether that research will expand actual practice, inform public policy, and serve societal interest. All of these criteria are focused on impact. We'll also continue to seek media attention for our research, since this is the best way to help employers and the general public understand the actuarial perspective on today's important issues. Funding for 7 diverse research projects has already been approved. These include topics such as complexity science and behavioral finance, regulatory risk for insurers, and a climate change index. So now, while we're expanding boundaries metaphorically through our research, we're also expanding geographically as the SOA evolves into an international actuarial organization. So we know the world is shrinking. Our little phones keep us connected with anyone, anytime, anywhere in the world. Now, historically, the SOA has been viewed as a U.S. and Canadian organization. However, we've always had members outside of the U.S. and Canada. As Brad indicated in his speech, more people worldwide are electing to join the SOA community. We have a responsibility to serve them. So how do we take our growing membership to the next level? We want to be the leading global provider of actuarial education. The SOA has a huge advantage in being a global organization. We've invested in an education system that uses computer-based testing and e-learning modules that members and candidates worldwide can access. We are working to strengthen the value of the SOA credentials in today's increasingly global environment. Adding the general insurance track is a big step toward positioning ourselves as having the premier international actuarial designation. Our new strategic plan emphasizes the SOA's growth as a global professional organization. So we want to build and support strong actuarial communities worldwide. We want to foster and support our members and candidates regardless of where they live and work. When faced with a choice, we want employers to hire actuaries with an SOA designation. And when faced with a choice, we want candidates to choose the SOA because of the breadth of our actuarial education. Now, it's exciting to see the SOA in our profession grow in so many ways. We would not be able to grow without the involvement of our 3,300 volunteers. Now, we recognized 10 of these volunteers yesterday, but in my mind, every volunteer is outstanding. Now, I'd like to conclude by saying that I hope you are all as proud to be an actuary as I am and are as excited about the future of our profession. So continue to push yourself. Look for ways to use your actuarial knowledge, improve your skills. Ask yourself, how can you take your career to the next level? I mean, it can be as simple as going to a session at this meeting that's outside your area of expertise. For example, although my specialty is retirement benefits, I recently attended a session on predictive modeling. So as I begin my term as president, I look forward to bringing the Society of Actuaries and our profession to the next level. Thank you.